It's been too long. Usually after the season wraps up, it's like at least a couple of month period there before we get to do our latest or our next Standouts and Fizzouts segment. But hey, it's here. It's here. We're going to do one about the Standouts and Fizzouts from Raiders OTAs so far. There's a couple. And I honestly think that as we get closer into training camp and everything, a lot of these players are going to separate themselves, and I'm really excited about it. So those of you that are new to the channel, everybody's got their own edition of winners and losers, risers and fallers. Ours is standouts and fizzouts. Standouts because players that stood out, as you guys can see me reaching for it, and fizzouts because of pop. Yes, we think pop is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it needs to replace all water. Pop is awesome. We wish we could drink it all the time, but our doctor and our wife don't necessarily agree with that. But also, in the comment section down below, let us know what kind of pop you guys drink. Is it that Dr. Pepper? Is it Coca-Cola? The Diet Dr. Thunder? Some of that stuff's underrated. Let us know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below. But today, we're going to discover and at least talk about some of our players that have stood out and that have fizzled out or that have not stood out so far in Raiders OTAs. And so, first off, Raiders OTA standout number 1, Brock Bowers. Like, come on down, my man. Going to come out and do some really big things. So, early on, he was seen with the offense doing so many different things, and I think this is just the beginning for Brock Bowers. I really do believe he could be that next game-changing type player at tight end for the Raiders. And I mean, it's not like they're already stacked at all the other positions, right? So Brock Bowers, though, like showing off his speed, elusiveness, and explosiveness early on in OTAs. I do think he's going to be a mismatch for linebackers, probably being too fast and then too big for corners and safeties trying to tackle him. Like, he's going to be an absolute handful. And I think that, you know, it might take a little bit of time for him to necessarily break on the scene with Aiden O'Connell and company, but I do think by mid-season and later in the season, he is going to be a number 1 target, and I do think that he could potentially break the rookie receiving record for tight ends. We put that out in our bold predictions earlier in the month. But let us know what you guys think about that, by the way. Right tackle, Thayer Munford, really doing a really good job of unveiling it here. He has done a fantastic job of separating himself as that starting right tackle. Like, it was a big question mark. Jermaine Illuminar left for the Giants, and it was kind of a situation where, okay, yes, you know, they got DJ Glaze in the 3rd round of the 2024 NFL draft. It's like, okay, we're going to have some competition, right? Well, I don't know. Thayer Munford is definitely separating himself, and as a former 7th-round pick, I think not a lot of expectations were placed on him. I think that's a mistake. I think he's going to come in and do some really good things for you. And if he plays anything during the regular season like he is in the OTAs, he could potentially be a Pro Bowler. Yes, that's right. You heard it here first. Quarterback Aiden O'Connell is the next standout here. So I understand that both quarterbacks are going to get their opportunities. Both quarterbacks are going to, do their thing and get to start most likely this next season. But I've been pounding on Aiden O'Connell on the table for Aiden O'Connell since pretty much day 1, and I'm not going to stop now. So Aiden O'Connell, to me, and for my money, I think he's got the best rapport with the team. I think he's got fantastic accuracy, and you see it throughout training camp. Like, he's hitting his guys in stride. He's hitting them long. He's running the offense the way that they run it to run, and yes, I think he's looking fantastic so far. Obviously there's going to be mistakes in OTAs and everything, but we want to make those mistakes now, not in a game. So I'm really excited about Aiden O'Connell. The next one after that standout is Dylan Laube. It's Laube or Lobby. I think it's Laube. Anyway, Dylan L is what we've been calling him because people in the comment section get so mad when we get his name wrong. We're sorry. We're trying. But early on, kind of compared to Christian McCaffrey, which might be a little rosy, not going to lie to you, but overall, like, he's getting his opportunity early and often here with the Raiders, and he's making the most of it. He's catching passes in the backfield, he's making plays, and I'm really excited for Dylan L. I think he could be one of those guys that comes in and might not necessarily have a big role right away, but with what he provides to you from a playmaking threat, I really don't see him staying on the bench for long because, yes, I know you have Zeus, I know you have, Alexander Madison and all that, but Laube, with what he can do as a pass-catching running back, I think it's going to be really, really, really impressive. Defensive end Malcolm Kuntz, so he had a scoop and score touchdown, I think it was yesterday in the team period, and he's amazing. Like, Malcolm Kuntz really came out last year, had 8 sacks for the Raiders, and I think he's just going to continue to etch his name in the starting wood and everything and earn a second contract with the team. Hopefully, please don't go leave in free agency. But, I mean, Malcolm Kuntz, like, he has come so far as a pass rusher and as a teammate. Like, I'm so excited for Malcolm Kuntz in year 4. I think he's just going to continually get better for the Raiders here and just absolutely be that cornerstone piece opposite of Max Crosby at that other defensive end spot. The defense has been balling out. Like, I understand that It's a new offense for Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew with Luke Getsy now in the building. I understand all of that, but the defense is just embarrassing fools out here right now. Like you got pass breakups by Byron Young, excuse me. You've got a whole bunch of different things like in terms of sacks with Malcolm Kuntz, Max Crosby's balling out there. Like it's been absolutely fantastic to see the defense playing like it is, and I don't think they're going to slow down anytime soon. Speaking of Max Crosby, like. He is just, I'm so excited for Max Crosby. Like, he continues to impress me. I don't know how at this point because he's such a leader. He's such a stud that at the end of the day, he is the cornerstone of this defense. Like, he's going to come in and do his thing, and he's such a leader. And I don't think that, Malcolm Kuntz and Tyree Wilson and Christian Wilkins are in any way going to take away from him this next season. Like you can't take away from Max Crosby. He's the heart and soul of your defense, maybe even your team. And I think that he just continues to put on that leadership role, and all these guys are looking up to him. Big things expected from Max Crosby this upcoming season. Tight end Michael Mayer too. So. The both tight end double edge looks, I'm really excited. I think that with what the Raiders can do offensively, like the sky is the limit just in terms of what they have at the tight end position. The wide receivers are no slouches too. I think arguably you have the best wide receiving / weapons core in the NFL. No cap. That's right. Michael Mayer's looked really good. He's got great hands. He's a receiving threat, and he can block. He's learning to block better. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Now for Fizzouts because of Pop. Wide receiver 3. So this is maybe me being a little bit foolish and just kind of come out here and saying it. So, honestly, all of these Fizzouts are, to be honest with you. But Jackson Powers-Johnson, great, I just gave him my second one. But wide receiver 3s, I understand that this is OTAs, but you have Devontae Adams and you have some of these other guys that are out right now. I haven't seen anything about Trey Tucker. I've seen very little about any of these other wide receivers that are standing out right now. And this is the time to do it when no other wide receiver out here is like a starter as far as Devontae Adams is on the field. And I don't hear a lick really of explosiveness going on. I understand. I may be overreacting, but I really want to see more from Trey Tucker. I really want to see more from this wide receiving core. Like just... please, for the love of God, ball out. Now, yes, Jackson Powers-Johnson. Now I know what you're going to say. Colton, he's been injured. I don't hold the injury against him. This is more me being a diehard fan and saying, okay, this sucks that he's been injured so far. We don't know the extent of the injury at this time, but I mean, he's been out for a couple of practices now after leaving practice last week. And please, God, just be okay. JPJ. I think he's going to do really good things for this offense, and I think he's going to be a godsend for this offensive line. Just, again, not in anything like Jackson Powers-Johnson, JPJ has done nothing wrong, but I hope he's okay. I hope he comes back quick because I really want Aiden O'Connell in this running game to take off, and they're not going to do that without JPJ. Quarterback Gardner Minshew. Now, anytime you come in as a new guy on the block, you come in as a new quarterback on the block, you need to blow the door off the hinges. And Gardner Minshew came out day one. I know, again, maybe me overreacting here, but you come in day one and you don't like your knowledge of the offense is spotty, which again I get. It's a new offense, not that's I don't hold that against him, but I mean just some of the accuracy issues we've seen it even in camp and everything. We've seen it. Aiden O'Connell's just hitting guys in stride. Gardner Minshew's not bad, but if you are going to come in and take a starting spot, like you need to hit the ground running. And Gardner Minshew, I don't think he's done enough to separate himself yet. And so, again, I like Gardner Minshew. I love his attitude. I love what he brings to the locker room, but I need to see more. Speaking of needing to see more, defensive end Tyree Wilson. Now, again, me probably overreacting here, but last year, getting a lot of time at defensive tackle and getting more of an opportunity to, start and everything, like, it didn't go according to plan. Like, I was expecting more from him, and I think a lot of other people were. I think he needs to step up this year. And with him being a defensive tackle and getting his opportunities, I think he needs to find a way to get the job done this next upcoming season. Like, you need to get on the field. You need to get sacks. And, yes, Malcolm Kuntz out here is taking your spot, essentially. And so, like I said, this might be me overreacting a little bit, but Tyree Wilson needs to come out, needs to ball out, and he needs to get the job done. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts for the Las Vegas Raiders and OTAs the second week, that is. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.